Hey everyone, we're back. I just had a quick lunch while we waited for the masking fluid to dry, and Miss Floof over there was extremely unsettled, so I had to go and fetch her box of the week. She loves a box like any typical cat, and she's bonded with this box, so I had to bribe her with a box so that she could actually be calm and be civil. All right, so let's have a look here. Let me share my screen. Okay, so now, can you see the difference between the wet and the dry masking fluid? Look at it. Now it is so vivid, you can see it very, very clear. Okay, the puddle that I have over here is still not dry enough, so I've just put a little bit of saran wrap over it. The easiest way to remove it is to let it dry. Otherwise, you just make a mess with your cloths and everything. So I've just put my palette on it so that I don't have to see it. And you don't have to see it either. Okay, so we are now going to start painting the sea turtle chase. Okay, and let's start. So first I am going to just activate my, sorry, I've got a creaking chair. I swapped chairs because the other chair was just too big for this space. Okay, so I'm just going, I just have a normal water in here for watercolor, and usually when I travel I would just take this. So I'm just activating that quickly, and I want to activate this one here. This kit here is one that I just made myself. It was just a nail tip box that someone gave me and said maybe that I could use it for something in my art. Sorry, there's a hair on my face. There we go. And so I have just put my art half pans in there, and I just made my little, it's just a little box that I made, so I also use that. It's got some overflow and some that I haven't opened yet. Okay, alrighty. Okay, so again I'm using my favorite mop brush. This is a number 2 Montmartre, and it absolutely holds so much water. It's amazing. I just love working with this one. Okay, let me just see, are we recording? Yes, all right. Okay, so let's have a look here. First I am going to just use a little bit of water, and I am just going to wet my page. I'm trying to avoid the sea turtles now, so I am just moistening and putting some water down around the turtle. I'm going to do the top part, and I'm going to go around this one here and a little bit in between and under that fin there. Okay, so now I have got my water down. Now this, what I'm going to do now is called wet on wet. It is where you wet your page and then you just drop your wet paint in there. Okay, so now I would like to mix a little bit. I'm going to use this little palette here. I want to mix in a little bit of blues. Let me just see if I can maybe just angle this differently so that we can see the colors. There we go. Okay, all right. So I have got here a mixture of phthalo, and I have got Prussian, and also what's the other one that's so popular? It's a blue. Hold on one second. Okay, we'll come back to that. Ultramarine, French ultramarine. You see, sometimes I just have to buffer a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to just pick up some of the colors here and put it in my little palette over here. Okay, I'm going to use the side here. Let me take a bit of the ultramarine. You can see the difference in colors there. Okay. And you can see how much color it is holding onto in this mop brush and how much water. Okay. And then I'm going to take some of the phthalo. This is the darkest one. You can see there. Can you see the 3 different colors? Okay. So now I'm just basically going to mix these 3 like that. And I am going to add in some water because I would like to have it lighter. Okay, so there we go. These are my colors I'm going to try. So let's have a look. So now I'm just going to drop these colors in here. And it can just go wherever it wants to go. Now that is the nice thing from when you have a wet paper or your paper is wet, then it is easier for the movement of the paint. I hope you can see how the masking fluid is rejecting the paint. Now what I'm doing at the top here with my waterline, I'm not doing it straight. I like to just have a free form. Okay, it reminds me just of the movement of the ocean, and it's just free form. And you can see where I'm dabbing in extra color. It's just basically running and pooling and just pulling around the marks I made with the masking fluid. Okay. I like to use different colors together just to give it an overall sense of not just using one color, because if I look at water, water has got so many reflections and so many different colors in it. So I see a lot of different colors. Okay, and you can see I didn't mix a lot, but I basically used all of that. So now I'm going to leave that there. And like I said in a previous video, I usually don't clean this out. On my last painting I did, I used all of the blue. That's why it was clear. But like this one here, it is from the previous paintings where I did the seaweed and the coral reef, and where I needed a bit of warm colors. So I left that there because your watercolor is activated again with water, so you can just continue painting. Okay, so now I want to go in with a little bit more of this beautiful color here. I just want to have a little bit more of that. I love this color. That is a cerulean. Taking just a little bit of the phthalo blue, because I want to use the phthalo blue here on this turtle to show that he has got a little bit of shadow underneath him. But we will come back to the shadows later when this layer is completely dry. Okay. Okay, so now let's have a look here. Okay, so I'm reasonably happy with the top section. What I'm going to do now is I am going to work on the bottom half of my water and maybe also the ocean floor. All right, so now let's see here. And because we have got shades, shading and everything and shadows, the ocean floor is not just flat. It has got little indentations where maybe the waves or the currents have moved the water. So it is not just completely flat. It has got like little hills and valleys also. So now if I look in my palette here, I have got a bit of green, I have got green, so I am now going to see if I can grab some of this ochre yellow over here, and I am going to add it into this green over here. You can see I'm fetching all the dry pigments that I have here. There's even a little bit of red. Can you see it? Yes, you can. Let's just stop the clunking noise. I'm taking a bit of this. Also, there's this like a darker browny, blacky color that I'm adding in here. Okay, so these I am going to use for my shadows. Okay, so this color here. I've mixed these ones here. It is a sap green, yellow ochre, if I'm not remembering correctly, burnt umber, a tiny bit of red, and what else did I have in here? I think that was it. Okay, so this is making this color here. All right, so now I am going to have this under the turtle here. Not everywhere, because some areas would have the light reflecting. And now what I have not done on this side, I have not wet the bottom section. Okay, I did not wet it specifically for the reason that I want to put in the shadows. So the top section was wet on wet. It just went everywhere it wanted to. And then we can play with the shadows here also. Okay, I want slightly dark shadow, so I am picking up here is a darker, there's a little bit of black on this palette over here that I'm now adding into this mix here just to have a slightly darker still. And remember, in nature, no shadow is black. You very seldom get a shadow that is black. Shadow has got colors that are very dark and a lot of colors put together. Okay, so now let's see here. I'm going to put this right under the belly of this sea turtle here. I'm also going to use some of this to make the shadow under his shell. Okay. I will give you a close-up in a bit. I know it must be difficult to see from that side. Hopefully one day soon I will have different gear, and then I will have an overhead camera again. Okay. But I'm using what I have, and I would encourage you also to use what you have. So there's my shadow there. So let's go and grab some more water. My water is on the wrong side. It should, actually your water should be on the side that you have got your palette, because otherwise you have the risk of dripping a big blob of paint or water on your painting. Okay, so now let me see. I want to bring in again some blues. I just want to make sure I've got all the green shadow off there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to clean my brush. Now, I have got 3 containers here with water. The one container I would usually use for my colder colors, my blues, my greens, the darker colors. Then this one here would be for yellows, reds, pinks, the coral leaf colors, tongue twister. And then usually I would have a little one that has got clean water. So it is imperative, especially when you use one brush, and I love to paint with one brush, that you make sure that you, when you have a color change and you specifically do not want to mix the colors, that you make sure to wash your brush, to rinse and get clean water. Okay, so now I'm going to just rinse it there and then in the clean water. Let's see. Yes, it pulls up clean. What I want to do now is I want to just put some clean water here in between so that we can drop in some blues again for the ocean floor. And this time I'm going to use it slightly more subdued, not as bright, because it's further away from the surface. Okay, let's see what we get if we do this. All right. Alrighty, okay. Now let me see. I want to use some of my, I think I'm going to add some more phthalo blue. Some clean water. Okay, I'm going to add some phthalo in there. Do you know what I'm also going to do? Let me just clean this brush. I'm going to take a little bit of this green. Can you see the mop in action? It's just sucking up that green. That greeny shade color. Okay, so I'm going to drop this in here. There we go. That's the color I wanted for the bottom. Okay, all right. So now let's have a look and see what happens. And we put it here. And I'm just also, this layer here, the shadow has already dried. I can put it over it. grab a little bit more color. Oops, that's okay. So I'm hoping that you are having a swell time, and I also hope that that you bring along your painting things, or if you like to knit or crochet or just doodle, whatever you like to do, or color in, that you bring it along, and that you, while you are watching or listening to me rambling on, that you also do something creative. It is so nice to do that. Okay. What I have here is I have got a very definite line in between the two turtles here, which I would like to soften. I don't want that line to be so definite there. So I'm going to see if I can lift it off. Let me see if I can get my clean water, my brush clean, dry it a little bit. Okay, so now I'm going to see what I can do here to change this very harsh line. There we go, that's better already. So now I am basically, this is why I really like also to work with watercolor. Now I've taken that harsh line away in between. You can just reactivate it. Okay. I'm going to bring you closer now so that you can see where I am now. Oops, okay. So I'm trying to see not to cast a shadow. Hold on, I'm making myself confused which way I have to turn. Okay, let's see. There you can see more or less. You can see the top section, the colors there. It's different, there's a bit of a shadow, I'm sorry. Okay, so let's have a look here and see. I'm just using my iPad at the moment to be my second camera or my document camera. Okay, so now I think I want to dry it off a little bit. So let's see if we can grab something to dry it just a little bit so that we can get started with the next one. And luckily it dries very quickly. Okay, so today is Sunday. I wonder where you are watching from and what you're doing on a Sunday. So it's now 12:50 here on a Sunday afternoon, and it's South Africa Standard Time. You know what is really confusing is the daylight savings and all of those type of time zones. It really confuses me. So I don't know, maybe the people that are living in those time zones are used to it, but here in South Africa we don't have that. Okay, so we just have time. All right, let's have a look here. Now what I want to do now is I want to continue using this color here to give my turtles the shell and like a greeny brown tinge. Okay, so I am going to grab clean water. I'm going to use some raw umber. I'm going to add it to this punnet here. Now you can see in the bottom corner here, I still have a little bit of phthalo blue mixed with all the other colors, which is fine. These colors eventually work together in harmony. Okay, I think I need a little bit more of a warmer color. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to start off with this color. Now my turtles are not wet, so it's not going to be wet on wet. So I'm just going to start to drop in this color. Now you can see the effect of the spots that you see there. That is where the masking fluid is. So that will all be white. I just want to fix a boo-boo here that I've just seen happening. Okay, basically what happened here is that the color from the shell bled into the ocean, which I didn't want. So I just used a Q-tip to just lift it off. It's always good to have a few of them around. You never know when you would need them. Okay, so now let's go to this again. I just want to make sure that it's contained. I just want to dry that a little bit. Where's my drying page now? Okay, let's have a look. All right, so what I can do now is I can go to the tiny turtle over here. I think it might be two different varieties because the way I drew this one shell, it looks as if it's a different species of turtle. So we can play into that. We can give him a lot of maybe different colors or darker or anything like that. Okay, so let me grab a little bit of burnt umber and raw umber and mix it here. I like that. Okay, so now let me bring a little bit of this color on this one also. Oh, that's marvelous. All right. Now on the turtle's flippers, its body, it also has got these markings, the browny green markings. Okay, so let's see. I'm now with the warmer colors, so I'm going to use this one here. So I'm going to grab a bit of the warmer colors here, and I'm going to incorporate it here. And this one. If I want to have a warm green, I would say my sap green is the warmer color. That's the warmest green I have here, is my sap green, and I'm going to just have a little bit of that in there. My other greens are very cold, especially the Viridian is very, very cold. It's nearly a blue green. Okay, let's see. Am I happy with that color? Looks very similar to what I've just had, if I am being honest with myself here. I'll just grab a bit of that. That's a little bit more vibrant. Okay, so let's start with this. Okay, I'm going to see here the bottom of this turtle over here. And maybe his back flippers. Going to add a little bit of this color here and there, not too much. Okay, and this little one here. Going to add some of this onto its shell also to give it a little bit more of the greenish color. Okay, all right. I want to have more of my browns in here. It's not brown enough. Let's grab some burnt umber. Okay. And I'm just dabbing this as I go along because most of the time the sea turtles, it has got like a dabbed pattern. It looks as if someone has just dabbed them with color. Okay, so let's do the same. I'm going to bring some of this color onto the shell also. Okay. All right. And I think that is where I will have to leave this one to dry completely so that I can pour off the masking fluid. I actually would like you to see it though. Let me think. Okay, wait. Let's do this. Let me dry this as far as I can dry, and then let me start taking off the masking fluid so that you can see the reveal. And I will try to put the other camera closer so that you can see it better. Okay, so let me see here if I can just quickly get it dry enough. I'm just focusing now on the two turtles. Yeah, Floof is passed out. She's enjoying herself, having a nice snooze. Sunday afternoon snooze. Sorry for the sound effects. Okay, let's see if we can work with this. Let me see. It's a little bit wet. I really want to pull it off on camera so that you can see what I mean when I say you just pull it off. Maybe I can do the top piece here where we've done the water. Maybe I can reveal that so that you can see, because there the side is basically dry. It's the side here that has got still a lot of water in the paper that has to dry now. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see if we can make a plan. Okay, let's grab the iPad. I hope you will be able to see. Hold on, let me just grab it. Okay. All right, so now if I look here, where's my hand? Okay, and it's the wrong way around. If I look here at these marks over here, look what I'm doing. I'm just rolling it. Can you see there? There's the reveal. Yay, we got it. And it is just like a piece of rubber now, a piece of latex. So here you can see I'm just rolling it away. Look at the amazing mark it has left. Let's see here. This is very therapeutic. Okay. So this is what I'm just doing, is I'm just pulling. You can see how it's pulling. Oh, fantastic. So you just pull it off. You just roll it with your finger so that you can get it started, and then it pulls off like string cheese. Okay, let's see there. Okay, so there's just a little bit of an example what you can see when we pull it off. Okay. All right, my friends. It was so nice having you here with me today in the studio. And I'm sure Floof also enjoyed having your company. And I will see you soon. So in the next video, what I will do, I will finish this one. I'm going to leave it to dry now naturally. And then I am going to take off all the masking fluid and see where I maybe want to add some more drama or movement or shadows or highlights. And then I will reveal it in my next video. So what can we do in our next video? What if we had a look at what I do with my offcuts? Sometimes when I have a painting and there's too much negative space, I will cut that piece off, but I don't throw those away because it's still watercolor. Okay, so yes, let's do that. I will show you how I make a little traveling booklet that we can take along wherever we are, and maybe we can even put together a small kit. I will show you what I usually take when I go traveling, or I have two options. It's either my watercolor pencils, if I'm just wanting to just do something creative, if I just need it, or if I go plain air, maybe then I will take my watercolors with and my pencils. Okay, so that was exactly what I wanted to do today, and I am so happy that you were here with me, and thank you for liking, sharing, and becoming a subscriber. Floof, do you want to say something? Floofy, hello. Oh, at least she opened one eye. Okay, have a fantastic day. I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye.